I came here and I looked at this school just when I was in 8th grade, and on my first visit, I fell in love. I felt like I belonged here. The atmosphere, the students, everyone just seemed so happy.
What is progressive education to change? And it has. As soon as you pin it down, you sort of miss the point.
Every lesson plan is new. Every day is new. Because the reality is the students in front of you are living in the real world.
People say, well, isn't that giving too much power and control to kids? My response is probably not appropriate for a video.
The day I got into CSW and the day my mom and I decided that that was the place that I was gonna go, I looked at her and I was like, Mom, I'm gonna like going to school now.
I told my friends that I went to this really interesting boarding school. I told them about this module system. I told them about the courses I took.
There are so many opportunities, so much freedom, so many options.
With freedom comes responsibility. Isn't that some quote from the movie?
Yeah, of course. In my freshman year, I had a required geometry class, and I never considered math to be one of my subjects. But my teacher got so excited about triangles that I had to get involved in this class. I was like, well, if she's so excited about it, okay.
So why can't we basically innovate in the...
Not a lot of schools really have such a well-working machine that is the mod system. Being able to switch classes all the time and experience new teachers and experience new ways of doing education.
When you allow students to have choice, they make good decisions and they make not so good decisions, and the goal is to help them learn from those.
Once you're out of school, you're not going to be taking standardized test, fill-in-the-blank answers. What you are going to be doing is hands-on work, applying what you know to real-life situations. I don't want to be able to only sit down and take a test. I want to be able to go out and do things.
It was always about the relationship. It was always about making sure that students felt valued as individuals, like they had this inherent worth and dignity.
They see their teachers here as supports and not as authority figures. Yeah, try that. Okay, I'm gonna really listen to what you're saying, and then I'm gonna give you some brutally honest feedback.
You can explain to us right now. Are we guessing correctly?
No.
Yeah.
Our students are not content with sort of standard narratives of just about anything. They question, they push, they probe, they ask us to revise.
I love being at a school where being moved and changed by my students is not a model of my weakness as a teacher. It is a model of my strength.
When I came into the school, I was, a middle school shell of myself, and I remember how much I felt clenched all the time. And coming here, that weight just lifted.
I don't know if you've ever looked around at assembly, but everyone looks different and everyone looks like, the way they want to look.
It's not just, oh, you're putting people together from different backgrounds. Is that becomes part of what makes the classroom interesting, the conversations interesting.
I have been constantly encouraged to be myself and take bigger positions of expressing myself and sharing with other people, exploring who I am in bigger settings and just grow. Flat on the floor, and I become blinded by so much looking.
How did they do it? How did they make this place so amazing? I don't know, I just got here and I just felt accepted.
CSW is so much more than this hippie school. It teaches about social justice. It teaches to think critically about the world and the power structures that we're involved in.
Students come to CSW to learn how to live well. And that's what it means to be an engaged and responsible citizen.
We need these students desperately. We really do. We need the ability to listen to one another, to respect one another, to continue to ask probing questions, to engage with one another in respectful ways.
I feel like my growth as a teenager is like a soup, right? And I'm throwing all that stuff in it. Like history, like women's movement, like diversity. I don't really know how that soup is gonna be like, but I'm just glad that I'm able to have those in my soup.
Progressive education needs to constantly respond to what's in front of you.
To expand and change and deepen.
Progressive is that you're sort of ahead of the pack. and then the pack catches up to you, and so you have to constantly be thinking about the next way to move your community forward.
A lot has changed at CSW over many years. But more importantly, what hasn't changed is the school's mission, the commitment that CSW has to a well-rounded education, to encouraging students to be active participants in their own education, their own learning, and to carry that through after CSW to be active members of our society.